Hello, everybody. Well, today is the day. Today is the day that I have to make a decision. As you all know, if you've seen my previous video, I had traded this right here in on the new Snap-on Epiq sidekiq. I was looking for a little more space and more of an exact match to the Epiq toolbox that I have. But I'm having a hard time parting with this. And there is a couple reasons for that. To get into this, to show you exactly what model we have here. This is the KRSC46 HP BO. Some of the complaints that I had about this toolbox was, the depth. I wasn't a real fan of the depth. And when I first got the box, I was having issues with the slides. Something about that second stage. I think after having the box for some time, I found that what I was doing was I was grabbing it here from this side, and I think I was pulling it, and it was kind of binding that drawer up a little bit. Since I've had it for a little bit and got more used to opening and closing those drawers properly, I haven't had too much of an issue. Hey Google, turn on Snap-on and Toolbox.
Got it. Turning 2 outlets on.
Now for the Epiq sidekiq, I have to say that I absolutely love the size of this thing. Also, as you can tell, one of the things I've done is I actually added a TV screen and monitor to the lid. And it's been a very nice addition. So I can hook my computer up to that, or I can just be entertained with some music videos or whatever YouTube videos I would like to view. One of the things is that I had questions about was this lid. When I'd look at all the pictures, I had a hard time telling whether that lid was just a flimsy piece of stainless steel stamped out, or if it actually was quite a sturdy lid, which is exactly what I wanted, and this is what I got. What they've done is it is double walled, and on further inspection, I believe that they've got some trusses that run along the top of it there too. And the reason I say that is because I can see some of the spot welds. I don't know if we can get this to where you can see them. See where they've ground it, and then right above it there's a spot weld. The same on the bottoms. And right here, can't hardly get it to focus in there, but there are some spot welds through there. See it right there. So this lid definitely is strong. One of the other things that I had noticed when I first got it was how they have this satin finish around the outer perimeter, and then more of a glossed finish, smooth in the center. I'm okay with that. I wasn't a huge fan of it. I guess I wanted it to match up more to the stainless steel top of my toolbox. But it works. And when you stand back and you look at it, they pretty much look the same. Then one of the other problem I ran into was, obviously, where am I going to put everything? Because I was going from a smaller toolbox to this larger toolbox. And I'm not going to do a tool review, but I'm going to give you a brief look of how I have things set up for now. There are other things going into this toolbox, but that's kind of going to be a work in progress. As you can see in the top here, I've put all my sockets. I put my larger pry bars up here. And obviously I mounted the TV screen. In the top, narrow drawer. This is going to be my wrench drawer. Screwdrivers. Hammers and some pliers and some wrenches that wouldn't fit into the narrow drawer. Power tools, some pry bars, some miscellaneous stuff here, framework and different things. Then the bottom one here, I really just haven't decided what I'm going to do there. So like I said, it's a work in progress. Now, one of the things I have noticed since getting this toolbox, yes, this little bit larger footprint is nice. It's nice for tool storage. What I have found is it's not as convenient to pull up to the car. This toolbox right here was very easy if you had two cars set side by side to get through there. A little narrower footprint right there. This one here, it's not like moving this around. It's like moving half of that around. So I found that it's not as convenient. Hence, one of the reasons why I'm thinking maybe I will just keep this 40-inch wide. But then, what? How am I going to organize everything that way? That'd be a good question. You know, am I going to buy more tools? I've kind of thought, well, maybe I'll make that my heavy duty for framework and different other jobs of that nature. So I haven't totally decided yet. I guess we're going to crunch the numbers today. I'm saying I'm probably not going to give it up, but we will see on that. The other thing is the wheels. The wheels and casters on the Epiq are just absolutely amazing. Now these wheels, on the other hand, are right at the bottom of the barrel. I'm not going to say they're bad wheels. They're no different than any wheel you're going to get on virtually any other toolbox from a big box store. I'm not going to throw out any name brands out there, but we all know what I'm talking about. But these casters are definitely in a class of their own. Now for the portability size, like I said, it wheels across the floor great. Way better than this other one. One of the problems with these wheels being so nice is with the end that you don't have locked in. They are so smooth that the toolbox has a tendency to move around even locked in. You know, that swivel wants to swivel really, really easy. So what I found is I actually have to lock in that end wheel. You know, up underneath there's a pin that you pull, and you can make that either stay open to where it swivels, or you can lock them in any position, whether you want it to go straight back and forth, side to side. So locking that in just really made it more stable on the job site right next to the car. So I guess on that side of it, I have to say it wasn't as portable as I originally had anticipated. It still is portable, but just, like I said, you got to understand, I'm going from that to this. The locks. Another thing that I noticed, number one, I wasn't really quite sure how all this worked here. Nobody really talked about it or explained it. Obviously these things just spread apart and they lock right there into that lid. But look at the front of this thing. Look how solid that is. Now if we come over here to this KRSC, this is one of the things I did not like about it. It's just so flimsy. Look at that. It was definitely not as heavy duty as I would have anticipated from a Snap-on. I was in a Harbor Freight the other day and I see that Harbor Freight has come out with competitor to this. Not quite as wide, maybe just a little taller. I believe it was just slightly deeper. The lid wasn't quite as heavy duty as this one. And I'm not calling this lid heavy duty by no means. But if you went like that, that top would really swing around on that Harbor Freight. I didn't see the exact price. I'm thinking I had heard that somewhere in the 800-ish range on the Harbor Freight. This one here about $2,000 new. Although $2,000 plus I added on the side end dots, and I put on this rubber mat. And this rubber mat has been a very nice addition. You want to close that lid and throw things up on the top there. That works really, really well. But like I said, that lock is it's just flimsy. When you put your key in there, you see that thing moving around. You don't have that over here with the Epiq. You've got to understand this is a little heavier duty steel and stuff, but it just has no flex, no give there. It is quite an amazing toolbox. Like I said, so we went over the lid, we went over the locks. The drawer slides on this are absolutely amazing. I can't even explain to you how nice that is, that slide. They're so nice, so smooth. In my opinion, just nothing compares to the Epiq. Them Epiq drawers are amazing. I mean, there's no other word for it. They are amazing. With Snap-on's other series, I'm not going to brag on those. I mean, they're nice, but not a lot nicer than a lot of the competition for less money. But, I wasn't as big a fan of the lock and roll as I am of the front drawers on the Epiqs. To not have to reach your hand up underneath that bottom and slide that over, but just to grab a hold of it and pull it. Then there are competitors out there that have that, but nothing quite compares to the Epiq in my opinion. Now, one of the last things is price. Like I told you, you can buy that right there for about $2,000. I think it was 19 and some change, just under $2,000. This right here is just under $6,000. So to really do a comparison there, you can buy 3 of these for the price of that. And the huge question is that really worth that? Now, obviously, any of us who have a good relationship with our Snap-on dealer will not pay full retail. But typically, you're not going to pay full retail for this or for that. So I think when it all boils down to is, no matter how we look at it, we're going to spend 3 times the cost of that. Now, if you're someone like me who just has OCD and has to have everything match and organized in their own certain way, and are just picky and cover their toolbox with blankets every night, then I think that $6,000 is worth it. But then again, if we look at this for $2,000 and we look at that for $6,000 and we think we could go to Harbor Freight, we can buy that for $800. If we're really looking at just dollars, we wouldn't buy the Snap-on. We would go straight to Harbor Freight and we would buy a box that's going to work fine for us. Is it going to last as long as one of these? Probably not. But again, I think guys who choose to buy the Harbor Freight box fall into a couple different categories. Number one, either you're a beginner starting out and you're trying to get the most bang for your buck, with anticipation of someday upgrading, or you fall into that category, it's just a toolbox. That toolbox doesn't make me any money. I think there's even a third class. And that third class is there are those who just throw all their wrenches and all their sockets in a box and they're slamming them around and the fronts of them are full of grease and grime, and they're like, I'm not spending $2,000 or $6,000 on that. For $800, I get everything that I want. But in my opinion, if you're one who does just throw in your wrenches, throw in your sockets, or digging around through drawers, scavenging through, trying to find that 10 millimeter wrench or that 15 millimeter, why not just get a cardboard box? Why don't we just get 4 or 5 cardboard boxes and we'll just line them up against the wall and we'll just throw everything in them? Because, I'm too busy. I'm too busy to put that stuff away. I never understood that mentality. Either you're going to spend the time looking for a tool, or you're going to spend the time cleaning it and putting it away and having it organized and taking pride in our tools and our equipment. It's just my little rant. Nothing against any one of those classes. We all have our pet peeves and desires and wants. But that's my review or my comparison of the Epiq sidekiq in this KRSC toolbox. If there's anything you would like to see, any questions you have on either one of these carts, put your comments down in the bottom there. I'll do my best to answer those. I hope this video was helpful and helps you decide which way and what you would like. Thanks for watching.